Welcome back, bird experts. Yesterday we started our focused read aloud of our book titled Maggie, the One-Eyed Peregrine Falcon. And I asked you guys to help me figure out the characters, the setting, and Maggie's problem. And so far, you guys have done a great job of doing that, okay? So, who were the characters in this book? Well, that's a simple one, right? Maggie. But there were some other characters that came along in the book. Who were they? Right, in the book, it just calls them special people, but we know them to be doctors, okay? What's the setting of this book? It happens in a lot of different places. One is the ledge on top of the building where Maggie lives, and the other one is in the wildlife hospital where they take her after she gets hurt. And then she tells us what's the problem. She gets hurt. Exactly. What exactly happens to Maggie, though? I told you guys to think about what happened to Maggie and why this is a problem for Maggie. So what do we know has happened to Maggie already? Right. She flies into a building. She's trying to fly. She's a city falcon, and there's lots of big buildings around, and she flies into a building. But why is that a problem? You might fly into a building. You might be okay. Why is that a problem for Maggie? Right, because Maggie broke her beak and damaged her eye. What does it mean that her eye is damaged, though? If we think about the words in the text, and think about what we already know, when something is damaged, it's broken, or it's hurt, or it's injured, right? So she injured her eye, and that's a problem. If a bird doesn't have its eyes, is it going to be able to see that well? No. So this is definitely a problem for Maggie. Today, we're going to listen to the rest of the book, or we're going to listen to the book for the second time, and I want you guys to help me figure out the solution and the ending. Now, remember, as we're thinking about the solution, we want to think about who are the helpers and what the helpers did, okay? So, you guys are going to help me describe the solution and ending of Maggie, the One-Eyed Peregrine Falcon. I want you to make sure that you're considering how did Maggie's helpers help solve the problem. Don't just tell me something that they did. Remember, her problem is that she ran into a building and she damaged her beak and her eye. How did her helpers help solve the problem, and who were those helpers? Today, you're going to listen to the story again and help me figure this out so that we can add it to our chart. I've already added the main characters, the setting, and the problem that we just went over. Now I need your help in telling me the solution and what happens at the end. After the helpers solve the problem and whatever they do to Maggie, what happens at the end? Does it just end with Maggie being all better? Does it end with Maggie going to live back in her nest? How does the story end? Like in Pierre the Penguin, his feathers grew back, right? We weren't expecting that. He got a fix, he got a wetsuit so he could stay warm, and he was good to go. And then they took that wetsuit off one day, and his feathers were back. And the lion and the bird got better, and he came back the next winter. He didn't fly south again with his flock. He came back and spent the time with Lion again. And that was a good way to end the story. How is the story about Maggie going to end after her helpers help solve the problem? So I need you guys' help to help me figure all of this out. And I know I can count on you to do that. So just make sure you're thinking of who the helpers are, and what they did to help Maggie, and how the story ended altogether, okay? I can't wait to see your work, and I'll check in with you guys for math. Have a good time reading this book again. See you soon. Bye.